Oh, that's where I was born. Gosh, somewhere up around Iola, Kansas.
And when?
My name is, right now it's Nell Frost. You mean what it used to be?
Yeah, that too.
Nellie Turner.
Turner. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And
And
when
I married
were you
him
born?
in 1919.
You were married in 1919?
Uh-huh.
Okay, we could get it.
Right out of, he was about 6 months out of the army, and I think he wanted to cook. And I couldn't boil water, I don't think.
All she could do was dish ice cream to him.
Oh yeah, I baited him a little.
And he
And
wants
he
to know
liked
what your name is.
What my name is?
Yes, give him your name.
Walter DeWitt Frost.
And in what year were you born?
The
When-
what?
When were you born?
Right here.
Okay, and what year?
Oh, 1890.
And on what day?
What?
When?
November 23rd.
Okay, that's what he wanted to know.
Yeah.
In what year were you born?
Oh, I'd have to think back, wouldn't I?
June
Right.
27,
Yeah,
1901.
1901.
You were-
I get mixed up all these dates.
Okay, what is the first thing that you remember as a child growing up?
What day can you remember when you were a baby?
When I was a baby?
Yeah,
Oh, gee, I don't remember.
you don't remember nothing, huh?
No.
Oh, I bet you did. You used to have sleep on the floor. The boys had all the beds.
How the?
Yes. Okay, what do you remember when you were a little boy? Can you remember doing anything?
No.
How about you and Uncle Arthur? What
I
did
don't
you
know. I just a little warrior running around, that's all.
do? What did you do when you were running around?
And just playing around the yard.
Okay, how many brothers did you have? Do you
Huh?
remember?
What?
Do you remember how many brothers you had?
Yeah.
Brothers. Uncle Arthur was a brother.
Brother,
Uh-huh.
Arthur, yeah.
What'd you and Uncle Arthur do?
He what?
What did you and Uncle Arthur do? Where did you sleep?
We slept together up in this room above this one here.
Okay.
So you grew up in this house?
Oh, yes, he was
born
born
here.
here.
Born in this house?
And his father built this house.
Oh, when was the house built?
18.
Well, it'd be almost
It
1890.
was 100 years, a few years back. 86, I think it was.
It would have to been, because he was, I think, he was the first one born in the house, I think.
He was.
What was your father's name?
What was your dad's name?
Who?
Your dad, your father's name?
Orville.
Okay,
Orville.
that's right.
He was Civil War veteran.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Do you have anything about his history in the Civil War?
Oh, we do have a book that's got a lot of that stuff in.
Really? Do you have his picture in uniform?
No.
No, don't think so.
He and his brother enlisted in Quincy, Illinois, and they came down through this area, and there was, of course, the famous Battle of Carthage in the Civil War. He liked this area. He said there's timber to provide wood for heat, which also provides meat, squirrels, deer, so forth for food, logs to build a log cabin, and he had his little sweetheart, Catherine, back in Quincy, Illinois, who wrote letters. We have all those letters. They're
Really?
wonderful letters. And he would map out where they'd been and send them back to his parents, and we have a book of those letters. And so after the war, he was with General Sherman's March to the Sea, and he tells about when the war was over. They were cooks. They didn't like what the army provided, so they would have their own stew pot, and everybody would bring their rations to Daddy's father grandfather Orville to put in his cook pot because he made it taste good. Well, after the war then, he and his brother Luther came back and bought a section or more of this land and built a log house, a 2-room log house just west of this big frame one. And they lived there for several years. The West called Uncle Luther, and he went out to Kansas then. Orville stayed here and wrote to his little sweetheart Catherine, would she come down, and she readily agreed. And they lived in the log house for many years. Then their family sort of outgrew it, definitely outgrew it, so he built this one. And my father was born, and the house was 2 to 4 years old when Daddy was born.
Huh.
He was the next of the youngest of 12 children. Daddy is.
I can see why he outgrew the 2-room log house.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Also an interesting thing is Daddy enlisted and was sent to Texas. And for recreation, well, prior to going into the Army, he and his brothers and the young men of the area here had a baseball team. And there was a place called Lakeside over on Center Creek, and it was a recreation and kind of a place for people to go on Sunday swimming, and they had a lot of different things for people to do, picnic areas and so forth. And they would play that team from Lakeside. Well, now back to when Daddy enlisted and was sent to Texas for exercise, he was out pitching the ball and so forth, and a man came up and said, pitch me one, Walter. And so they formed their own baseball team. And that man was Ty Cobb. And so that's kind of an interesting
Very
thing.
much so.
And then from there, he said, he was shipped to Dayton, Florida. No.
Dorfield.
Arcadia, Florida.
That's what the picture is.
Yes, and that's where his picture there was made. And then to, where's Dorfield Base? Dorfield Base, is that Dayton, Ohio?
That's where he said it
No,
was
it
a while
was
ago.
All right, from Florida, then he was shipped to, or transferred, whatever you call it, to Dayton, Ohio, to the base. And he was the overseer of 35 men who worked on airplane motors. And Daddy had a Buick garage in Sand Springs, Oklahoma, before going into the Army. And so he knew how to work on motors, and the double-winger airplanes were just coming in during World War I, and he was quite capable and able to repair the motors. And then he was sent to Dorfield Base at Dayton, Ohio, to be in charge of the, I don't know what you would call it, I would say the big garage.
You're
where
doing
the-
okay.
How much?
Yeah, you're
where they
doing
worked
fine.
on motors.
No, I was in charge of overhauling the airplane motors.
That's okay. Let him talk.
Let him talk
Yeah.
about that,
Yes,
because that's
let
what
him
I was
talk.
Oh, I
talking
didn't
about.
think he
They
was
want to hear
talking.
him talking anyway.
Yes, I
Okay.
think you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
You started very
Well, maybe we'll just
Yeah.
tell us about your World War I experiences, and we'll let
Okay.
it roll.
Okay, you want to tell them about where you were stationed and what you did?
Oh, in Dayton, Ohio,
Okay, and tell them what you did.
I was in charge of the motors. And when those were tore down and built up, I furnished them information up and down the lines where they overhauled them.
What kind of motors were they?
Yeah, down the lanes. Well, that's where the motors were overhauled and built up, and when they was ready to go, and when they was tore down, they had to be overhauled.
What kind of motors were they? Do you remember what kind of motors?
Oh, yes, I do, and I swore if I couldn't tell you.
Guess
Can't
that's a
think of it
picture.
right now. Okay.
What was the name of your outfit that you were in?
Swear. And that's all airplane motors. That's all I know.
What was the name of the outfit were you in?
No,
What was the name of your outfit? What was the name of, what else do I want to
I
say?
don't know what it's 100. His was 111th or whether Grandpa's was 100. I can't
This was the
remember.
110th Squadron.
Were you the 110th Squadron?
what?
What squadron were you?
In what?
What squadron?
I don't know. I was thinking it's Q, but I'm not sure.
110th?
Huh?
Was it 110th?
I don't know.
And what?
Was it 110th Squadron?
Don't think I ever
You
heard
don't
of it.
remember.
She was right.
Okay.
Sergeant Squadron Q.
Q,
Who
yeah.
knows?
Well, he did have that right. Yeah, you were right. 2 is right. What else now? Tell him what was your nickname?
Nick
Yeah, what did they call you? What was your...
Hawkshaw.
Okay, and what would they say when you came in of a morning?
Here comes Hawkshaw.
All right.
Why did they call you that?
You know, there was an old comic figure.
Dayton, Ohio.
I don't
This
think
was
they
a
had
hawk,
comics when they was kids.
Now then,
What kind of planes were they?
What?
what kind of airplanes were they?
Oh, gee, there's all kinds of them.
How did they start those airplanes? How did they start the airplane?
Oh, they had to crank them down with a impeller,
Okay.
but pull them down to start them.
Tell us about when you would fly in the airplanes.
How's that?
When you were up in the airplane, what did you do? Or how
I
did they work?
I just go up in them and try for altitude and different tests.
What happened if
What-
you went too high?
Yeah, what happened if you went too high?
Huh?
What happened if
You
you went
run
too
out of
high?
air.
Oh, okay.
We go up to had to go up to check. Once we run out of air ever so often.
How many feet was that at?
Do you remember how many feet you went up? Do you remember how many feet you went up before you went out of air?
I don't.
You don't know how high you went?
Where I went?
How high? High up in the air did you go?
Oh, we went up as high as the light air.
Do you
You
know how,
couldn't go any higher.
do you know how high that was?
The what?
Do you know how high it was? How high was it? How many feet? Do you remember how many feet up in the air it was before you ran out of air?
I can't hear it.
15,000.
Do you remember how many feet you went up in the air before you ran out of air?
I just
No. Okay.
Might bother him.
Oh, maybe. No, I don't know.
How many people could ride in that airplane?
Not too many.
Not too many. How many usually went?
How many airplanes?
How many people were in the airplane?
Oh, I swear I couldn't tell you that.
Okay.
What kind of training did the Army give you?
What kind of training did you have?
Training?
Training. The Army give you some training?
Oh, yes.
Okay, what did they do?
Well, I oversaw the airplane motors or this tearing them down and building them back up, furnished the headquarters of their condition.
Where was he when he shook hands with Teddy Roosevelt?
Where was he when he was?
He shook hands with
Oh.
President Teddy.
Where were you when you shook hands with Roosevelt?
The what?
Where
Teddy.
were you when you shook hands with Roosevelt?
Dayton, Ohio.
Was it in Dayton that Roosevelt was there?
Who?
Roosevelt, President
Theodore.
Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt.
Yeah, I knew of him, yeah.
Okay, did you ever shake his hand?
I know his Carthage or jump.
You don't remember seeing him.
I saw him, yeah. But I just don't remember it.
Okay.
What kind of uniform did you have in World War One?
Did you understand that? What
Yeah.
kind of uniform? Did you have uniforms?
I had a uniform, yeah.
What kind was it?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you that.
What color? Do you remember the color?
I don't know. I think it was kind of blue. I'm not so. Do you remember?
Yeah, it was a khaki uniform.
Yeah,
a
khaki.
wool shirt and a wool overcoat. I don't know what the pants was you had that wore out when I met you. Do you remember the laundry shrunk up your shirt till it was about size 8, and you gave it a rustle when you?
She can tell me all about me.
You must have told her about you then. Yeah.
You're okay.
Well, I
I'm not
done
gonna-
the best I could all the way through.
How about his discharges? Ask him about his discharges.
Tell us about your discharges.
Huh?
He wants to know about your discharge.
The what?
Your discharge? You
It's
know when
here.
you were discharged from the Army?
Yeah.
Okay, can you...
I couldn't tell you.
Not about your discharge?
What's on the back of one of them?
One of them's A1.
Well, what did it say?
It said on the back of this discharge was A1.
And what else did it say?
Excellent.
Didn't it say some more?
Yeah, it had more, but it had great big letters in A1.
Oh. That mean you were an A1?
Huh?
Where does that mean you were an A1 soldier? Were you an A1 soldier?
Well,
Ask him
I
what it said
don't
about
know. I
his
guess I
character.
was an A1 soldier supposed to be.
Did it say anything about your character?
Well, it was always A1.
Yeah, but what about your character? Did he say anything on there about character?
No, not I remember.
He's
That's what he
forgotten.
always liked to show everybody.
You tell him what it was, Mother.
Did you have 2 discharge papers?
Take care of what?
Were you discharged twice? Did they give you one paper saying the war was over, and then they said, no, you've got something else to do, and then they gave you 1, 2, 3 days later? And he just gave you both of them.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that, okay.
I don't know. Them
Okay,
things
got
go
anything?
by.
I wonder if he remembers about Ty Cobb the way you told
Okay.
me.
Do you know a person by the name of Ty Cobb?
Oh, do I? Yeah?
Yeah, well, tell us about Ty Cobb.
Yeah?
What about Ty Cobb?
No,
What did
Ty.
he do?
he was a player, a ball player.
He was.
Yeah.
Did you play ball with him?
Not anymore, just throw them back and forth.
Oh.
Tell us how you met him.
How did you meet him?
Well, I don't know. I met him in the ball. I know when I was out playing,
Did you?
practicing ball.
Practicing
Playing.
ball, okay.
Yeah.
Where was that at?
Do you remember where that was?
And that was, I believe I was Dayton, Ohio.
No, honey. Texas,
Was
wasn't
that
it?
in Texas, baby?
Yeah, I was down in Texas.
Were you?
Quite a.
Why were you in Texas? What did you do in
That was
Texas?
when he was in the first.
Seemed like I was down there and
You're getting all mixed up.
some drafted or something went down to be signed up for something. I don't forget what it was.
Oh,
Can you tell about the
I
train
couldn't
wreck?
tell you.
the train wreck.
Why
Did-
they
Was there a train wreck?
Yeah, I was in a train wreck going from Joplin down.
Down in Texas?
Yeah, we went
Florida?
down and run off the
Florida?
track down straight south of here,
Oh,
Arkansas.
What happened?
And then run off the track and run into the bluff.
Oh,
It just sheared it all up.
well, were
I
you,
was in that train wreck, but it didn't hurt me any.
didn't hurt you. That's good.
That was during the war?
Uh-huh.
Was
It
that
was
during
from
the
going from
war?
Texas
Yeah.
to Florida.
During the war, okay.
Yeah.
Did you enlist or were you drafted? Or
He enlisted.
Did you enlist or were you drafted in the Army? Were you,
I think I enlisted.
okay.
and when was that?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you that.
You
Here.
don't know when, okay.
Do you remember it?
Yes, that was in February in 1917. You and Tom
1970.
Hackett enlisted together, you remember? And Tom, you come home to help in harvest, and Tom got sent to France. Remember? That's when but when the wreck was, they'd ask you to take some men to Ohio.
Well, do you remember enlisting with Tom Hackett?
Tom Hackett, yeah. He and I enlisted together.
Oh, okay. Did you go through the whole Army with Tom Hackett, or did you?
Oh, he lived
separate?
next door down here.
Yeah. Did he?
Neighbor.
Was he in Dayton, Ohio, with you, or were you separated?
I don't know.
You don't remember if he was in Ohio with you when you were with the airplanes? Was Tom Hackett with you?
I don't remember it.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
Ask him if he and Tom Dryden went to France. If Hackett and Dryden went to France.
One dried
Wasn't,
Did you and
Tom Hackett.
oh, just Hackett then.
Did you and Tom Hackett go to France?
Who?
Tom Hackett go to France?
Charlie?
No, Tom Hackett.
Tom Hackett?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, we always run together.
Okay, did you go to France together?
France?
Uh-huh.
No.
Okay.
He stops to think he's
Mm-hmm.
he got mixed
You're
up
doing
on-
fine.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you are. You sure are. You didn't.
Can you tell us why you enlisted in 1917?
Why did you enlist? Why did you enlist in the Army?
You didn't.
No, I don't know. I just forgot about I did get in there.
Okay. You don't remember
didn't want to
going.
be drafted.
But
Yeah.
you remember being discharged and happy to get home?
What?
You do remember being discharged and happy to get home?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
How was the food in the Army?
Did you have good food in the Army?
Who?
Food. Did you eat good in the Army?
Who?
Was the food good?
Huh?
The food in the Army good?
I can't hear what.
How about the food in the Army?
Uh,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you, but
Food. Food.
Tell him eat. Maybe he can.
Yeah,
hear.
what you eat. Did you remember eating in the Army?
I can't get the name.
Eat, no. Did you eat in the Army? What food did you have? Did you have apple pie?
I don't know that either.
You don't remember? That's one of his favorites.
My favorite dish.
Yes. Did they give you rations in the Army?
Give me what?
Did they ration your food in the Army? Or what kind? Did you have meat and potatoes?
I think that they give
Okay.
rations. Yeah, I think they
At
did.
least you ate in the Army.
You're old guy, honey.
I
I'll
don't.
keep you.
Did you ask to go into the Air Corps, or how did that happen?
Okay. Did you ask them and tell them that you wanted to go in the Air Force or the Army or what? Navy? Did you ask them and tell them where you'd like to go?
I don't know. The Tom Hackett and I listened together.
Uh-huh. Did you tell them you wanted to go to the Army?
Yeah,
Or did you want to go to the Air Force?
Air Force.
Air Force? You wanted to go to the Air Force?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What about the flu epidemic in 1918?
Okay. The flu,
Huh?
did they have a flu epidemic in 1918?
Who? Oh, yeah,
Flu.
yeah.
Did you get the flu and
No,
get sick?
no.
How was it? Did some of your fellows get it sick?
Some of them did, yes. But
Did they get real sick?
no, I was a little sick, but it never did get me down.
Okay.
I was never in the hospital.
Well, that's the one place you stay out of, isn't there?
Yeah.
Doctor's office too.
Twice in his lifetime.
But he's had a lot of things the matter with
Okay.
him.
She can tell me more about it, about me than anybody I know of.
What was your rank in the Army?
What rank did you have in the Army?
Oh, what? Oh,
What rank?
oh, I don't know what. I was a sergeant, I think it was.
When you got out, okay. Did
Yeah.
you go in as a private?
Yeah.
Then were you promoted?
Huh?
Were you promoted from private?
I guess I must have been. I don't
To
know.
get sergeant, you must have had been, mustn't you? Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
He was promoted as sergeant when he took those men to Ohio.
Oh, I don't know. Them times a long time way
It
back.
sure has been.
It
That's
sure
longer
has.
ago than
I
I've been here.
She can tell you more about me than I can tell about myself.
Well, you told me about it. Send the kids several times. But the kids can tell more than I can. They remember better.
How's that?
I said the kids can tell more about you than I can.
I don't know.
Oh, you taught us well.
How did you two meet?
How did you meet Mother?
Huh?
How did you meet Mother?
Oh,
You
my.
remember meeting her?
Her meeting.
Yes. Where did you meet?
I don't know.
Well, I bet you do. What were you doing when you met? Where were you working?
What
Were you
was
in
you
Sand
doing?
Springs?
Oh, I must have been. I
must have
was
been.
in Oklahoma, run
Yeah,
a
you
garage
were in
there in Sand
Oklahoma.
Springs for
How-
several years.
What was Mother doing when you first saw her? Where was she working?
She was right here.
Well, when you
Bless
first
his
met
heart.
her, down in Sand Springs, what was she doing? What
and
store did she work in? And what did she feed you?
Oh, she could tell you.
Well,
don't
yes,
like
but
I
we
can-
want you to tell us. What did you?
I was running a garage there in Sand Springs,
Okay.
Oklahoma.
Huh?
What did I feed you that you still like?
Do you remember what she fed you in the drugstore?
Ice cream? And you,
Ice cream, yeah.
Oh, did she feed you ice cream?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Oh, and that's how come you wanted to meet her.
Might have could be. I don't know.
what did I tell you when you first come in?
She could tell you more about it than I can.
Oh.
Well, I told
She's
him,
not quite as old as you are, is she?
No.
That's right. She can remember. Back
Yeah,
then, you
that's
could
it.
remember more too. You were 96.
That's a lot younger, I'll tell you. That's not old at all.
Oh dear.
Well, until about 2 years ago, he was that sharp.
Oh, he was.
yeah, some days he can just tell you so many things, and
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's all, people used to come out there and look at that garden. He said up until about a year or so ago.
Well, why don't you tell us more about the meeting?
Okay. Mother
Oh,
can
he
tell you.
just come in with a Buick salesman that thought he was everything a woman desired, and I didn't like him a bit. He said, "Don't
I
want you to meet my friend
I give
Frost."
good enough answers.
And I
You sure
said, "Thank
did.
you,
You
I'm
did
not
great."
making any new acquaintances today." So he got rid of the salesman somewhere. I don't know where he got rid of him, but he come back in about 30 minutes. That started it.
Romance.
Don't put that on. We don't need this in the paper on the air.
I don't think it'll be
No, it won't be.
paper.
We was on the air we've been on there so much, I know people are saying, there's those old folks, they never get off the air.
Or out of the paper, the
Or out of the
newspaper.
Why, we
we've got quite a
have.
bit of newspaper items.
We've got books
No,
of
but they
items
shouldn't live so
over
long,
there.
should they?
That's the result of notoriety, see? You can't live that down.
That's what Daddy says many days. He'll say, I just shouldn't have lived so long.
Yeah.
Oh,
And told me the other day, he told us in here he wasn't worth a dime. And I
I
said, well,
come out
that's
with a
too bad,
quarter
because I just got a nickel.
And then he said, today you're going to get change.
You're gonna get some change.
Oh, they're shy.
Oh, he comes up with some cuties.
It's
Darn it.
never a dull moment around here.
And hers is great.
Yeah, they're both very fortunate in that respect.
Unfortunately.
How many at that age do you find that?
Very rarely.
Sharp.
Very rarely.
What do you remember about what Missouri was like during the war?
I never saw Missouri till after the war.
Oh, okay. So you were
After World War
She was in
One, I did
Oklahoma.
in
so
the
you were
world.
raised in Oklahoma.
Kansas, weren't you? Were you in Kansas too?
Yeah. We didn't have any
I don't
electricity.
ever remember having any problems any place.
No, you didn't ever have problems. I was their biggest problem. That's what I'm always telling him.
Huh?
You're doing okay. No, you never had problems. You
No.
always solved them.
You're okay, hon.
Well, they called him in for his first discharge, to be discharged. And as the, whatever the soldier man's name was, commander in there, he was walking over to...
That's because I had a good father and mother,
Yes, you did.
and a whole bunch of good kids,
Well, I don't
brothers
know.
and sisters.
We're like Tilly. She had 7 boys, and she said, I think I made a success of life. I don't have any of them in the penitentiary. That was a neighbor lady over the hill here.
A lot could be said for that.
Yeah.
So as the officer in charge was going over to the file cabinet to get Daddy's discharges had all been printed, written out, the phone rang. And he said, I'm sorry, Sergeant Frost, but the war really isn't over for you. It's, back out there and with it. And then, I'm not sure it was within 2 months, and it might have been a shorter period than that. Did you say 2 or 3 days when they called him in and then gave you his last discharge?
Well, I thought he said he was handing it to him.
I used to go up in airplanes up at Dayton, Ohio,
Yes.
test how far they could run out of air.
Uh-huh. Got out of oxygen.
But
Yeah.
anyway, when he gave him the real one,
Uh-huh.
he said that he turned
Now they
around
have
to
these
the colonel and
oxygen
said,
things.
"You just well
Now
have
they
this
have
one, too."
oxygen in the
And that's why
airplanes if
he
you
had
need it.
Yeah, they had that. They just go so high.
Yeah, this is
Excellent.
right.
You run out of.
That's what I wanted Daddy to remember,
Oh, yeah,
because
that's
he's told that so many times.
All they can remember was A1, but that means
A1.
it's almost the same thing.
Yeah, his nephew up here said, whoever heard tell of the Army telling anybody they had excellent character. He was in the National Guard.
Yeah, I was in charge of the motors overhauling there in Dayton, Ohio.
Did you
Yeah,
have
I remember
anyone
that.
with you?
Huh?
Were there other mechanics beside you?
Well, I don't know. I seemed like I was the only one that.
No.
Some of them never heard him talk
Maybe
about
you
it.
were the boss of them all.
I don't know. I got along fine with them.
I'm sure you did.
They were dedicating a bridge over there on the Civil War Road, about 4 years ago, and
None of the years are way back there that
one time he was county judge.
Yes.
hard for me to remember.
And he was telling them about his
I don't
father
remember
coming through
anything
there, and he told them
50
what
years ago,
grandfather's
probably.
commanding officer's name was. I couldn't remember it now. It's in a paper that's over there, and I don't know whether he'd remember or not. Do you remember? Daddy told them, the news media, what grandfather's commanding officer's name was.
We took him over there to see him. He lived west of Joplin in that great big square house. Seemed to me like it was. You remember what Grandpa's commanding officer when we went over the other side of Joplin to see?
Who?
Huh?
Who's commanding?
Okay, I can't think of his name. Can you? Grandpa's colonel or whatever he was. Your
Oh,
dad's, I mean, that we took him over the other side of Joplin to see.
Oh. Yeah, I know his name, but I can't think of it.
Well, that's me. I want to call him Hubert or Hubbard or something, but it's Hubbard.
What the heck was his name? I know it.
I do too, if you tell me.
Likewise.
That's been ages ago.
Grandpa
Well,
walked for sure
here's-
all the way to the city, all the way down to Georgia, down to Savannah.
On the way,
18 by his father.
grandfather and his brother, if they would
Unions.
go by farms, they would buy eggs and get to town and sell them and make a profit. Then they would send the money back to the parents.
It wasn't Williams, was it?
No.
And
That
so,
was character.
yes, that is character.
It doesn't give his name on it. I
That
thought,
character
No,
goes
it
back a
wasn't
long way.
Henderson.
Just as
huh?
It was more like Howard or something like that. It seems to me it began with H,
You trace your family
but
back
I
to the
can't
beginning.
remember now. Well, it's been
VAR members.
70 years since we done that. And that was the only time I ever saw him.
Says this area was settled in 1867 by his father, Orville Frost, a Union soldier. That's all. It doesn't give that other.
Was there ever a picture of him paid in uniform with his
They
father?
were in Massachusetts, first part of October.
No,
My
I'm
wife's
sure not.
third and
And we
fourth
just
grade
took
grandfather.
your grandpa.
Back there, they didn't take that many pictures, I don't say.
They didn't have shutterbugs, they cost money.
They marched up to Boston, Vermont.
What do you remember about the flu?
And marched back into
But,
What do you remember about the flu?
About the flu.
I
If you
had,
want to join the deal,
Oh, did you?
now you can.
yeah, I worked in the drugstore in McCovey, Oklahoma. And I had the flu, and back then, what was the name of that stuff you wore plastered over your chest? I don't know, I worked with that on there, and was every once in a while, somebody out of the drugstore wasn't there. But sometimes it was just two of us, and they'd bring in a big box of Vicks from the wholesale house. Never put it on the shelf, it was gone by the time they turned around. Everybody used Vicks.
Huh. Now where was this drugstore at that you worked in?
Muskogee.
Oh, I know it. I'm in charge of all the motors up there.
Yes, you were. Now here it tells about where he was discharged twice, right there in that article.
There's
And he
so
told
many
about it.
things,
And also in that one that you gave me.
like I say, there's so many things been printed about us, we don't want any more.
That's an interesting sidelight.
Uh-huh, yes.
It is.
On my discharge, written in ink are the words excellent character. On discharge, I was entitled to wear the Civil War service chevron. Signatures on the discharges are...
Yeah, I run a garage there in Oklahoma, you know, for
Yes.
Sand Springs,
Uh-huh.
several years.
Now, this was in...
Do you remember how many years you worked in that garage?
Oh, gee, no.
Don't remember.
I don't remember how many, it was several years.
Him and Arthur was
You told me all.
bought
I
it
just sat
together
there
and they run it
and
till
the paper that I gave
he
you
could see the,
Well, we bought the lot down there and built a garage on it.
Yeah.
And we
then he
worked overall motors all the time.
when he got out of the army, that he wanted to go back to his business, he didn't want to stay in. So that's how come to call him in.
His memory, I say, as I get older, my brain gets smaller and I get fatter. It's hard to say. Usually
No, I know
the
about the
other
brain,
way.
that's
Well, he was just as clear as could be
Dorset,
till Saturday,
and then over
and he said his head was going round and round, and he hadn't been able to remember things quite as well.
Just this week?
Last Saturday.
Oh,
No, he's been doing real good till then.
is for the third
You're doing okay, hon.
woman is the family. George
When's your anniversary?
And 19th of October.
So you just,
16th of October.
I mean, I get 16 and 19 and
so you just had an anniversary for 78 years?
Uh-huh.
what was the other day?
That's it.
Have you ever sent it in to Paul Harvey or?
Yes, it was on not Paul Harvey, but it was on Howard. Yeah,
Today Show?
Scott.
Scott.
Scott Willard Scott.
Yeah, yeah.
It was on there on the Today Show.
450 years.
We got cards from
So I told her, I said, if I
a lot of different states that saw that.
three of the books for him. I haven't gone and all got thrown away in all these years of work and money and nothing.
People we've almost forgot about.
Both of our kids.
Either they will love it or you don't. Well, there'll be somebody
Somebody
who
will.
let the light bulb
That's right.
comes on. And they
What do you
will.
think the
So-
secret of your longevity is for both of you?
This is so interesting.
Just love each other, I guess. We never had any problems.
Staying out of the doctor's office and the hospital. Not taking all kinds of medication.
He's the one that.
Listen to me.
She's the one that's full of holes and no good. That's the oldest and that's the youngest. Dorothy Shull's the middle one. And then Lucille lives in Montana. And Marvin lives down the road there, a couple of, that one boy.
So how many children altogether?
5.
5.
I think I can get back another 100.
4 girls and a boy.
I'm supposed to hear from him by the end of the day.
Poor kid, he grew up with 4 sisters. What are you looking for, dear?
Oh, I'm just looking to see if there was something that
Well, you know, sometimes,
He was county
almost cheaper.
judge before they were commissioners for 2 terms.
Show you how much time you have.
County judge?
they're commissioners now.
But you're the
But-
county judge of this county?
Uh-huh. Jasper County.
Yeah. Carthage.
When was that?
Carthage.
1956, wasn't it? 1956. He was there
That's the first
2 terms.
Just for one more time.
They wanted him to run the 3rd term. He said
Were
he-
you a county judge?
You know what?
Were you a county judge?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you do when you were county judge?
No, well, three of us county judges.
That's right.
I was Eastern judge.
Uh-huh.
District.
Do you remember who was the presiding judge?
Yeah, there was,
Byron?
huh?
Was Byron Fly one of your judges?
Fine.
Or Roland Shaddy?
He's from Joplin.
Yes, they both were.
Smith?
Gosh, well, I couldn't tell you.
Frank Smith?
Yeah, Frank Smith.
Okay.
And then there was, what's his name? With Frank Smith.
Roland Shaddy.
Mr. Shaddy?
Shaddy, yeah,
Okay.
Shaddy.
Did
Yeah.
did you build a jail when you were there?
Neighbor who?
Did you help build the jail?
Yeah,
Got your name on it.
yeah.
Is your name on the jail?
I don't know.
You haven't seen it recently.
I didn't look that.
How, did you build bridges?
I think it is.
Did you build a bridge?
Who?
Did you build a bridge while you were judge? A bridge.
Bridge?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, we built bridges.
Do you remember where it was?
Where, what?
Where is that bridge?
Where's that?
Where's the bridge?
I don't know. There's one down there by Webb City.
Okay.
Long that we built that one.
How about
130.
the one going towards King's School?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we built a bridge down here going
Okay.
King School.
Garfield Berry was
Yeah.
judge when he did that. This old bed don't sit very good.
She can tell you more about me than I know about myself.
Did you all farm?
All I know is what you told.
Yes, he
What'd you
farmed.
say?
Were you a farmer?
Farmer?
Yes. Were you a
Yeah.
farmer?
Yeah, I was a farmer.
When did you start farming yourself?
Oh, gee, that's way back there.
When you got out of the army?
Huh?
Did you start when you got out of the army?
Yeah. Yeah, I was a farmer. Come
Did you-
out.
Did you help your dad?
Yeah, I helped them.
What kind of farming did you do?
Just all around.
All around.
Wheat, oats, and corn. You don't find corn anymore.
That's all I've ever done.
Not
I've
here, I mean.
lived on a farm.
You get up north, Missouri, or over in Illinois.
Yeah, go
There's some more
north.
about him.
And it's up on those hills and all on the side. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Kansas is all wheat.
See, was that old
Huh?
Hubbard? That old General Hubbard, wasn't it?
That what?
That what do you call him? Whatever he was. We took Grandpa over there to see the other side of Joplin. Wasn't his name Hubbard?
The what?
Was he a commanding officer?
Yeah.
Was Grandpa's commanding officer Mr. Hubbard?
Hubbard.
Was that his
Yeah,
name?
Hubbard. Yeah,
Was that
Hubbard.
his name, Hubbard?
Yeah, he
Okay.
was Hubbard.
I thought
He was a colonel, I mean, he was
Colonel?
Colonel.
Could have been.
I don't
Okay.
know what he was, but he was
The colonel then.
How long did his father live?
91.
Yeah, he was 91.
No, I thought it was 92.
Well, maybe he was.
Well, let's see. I think I
I
was
was just
12. 76.
He died in July, and his birthday was 29th of February.
So he's actually just 20-something. I mean, as far as birthdays go, because they lived here. That's what I remember.
he was
He lived with us for 16 years.
Did he tell? I guess he must have talked about the Civil War some.
I'm sure he
That's
did.
when he'd sit and
I was
talk.
12 when he passed away, so I don't remember a great deal about those kind of things they talked about.
They didn't mean anything.
I remember him and all this, but then as the
One
war,
ear and out the other.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they-
right, didn't mean anything to me then.
Did he have anything left of his uniform, or
Of Grandpa's uniform,
I'm trying to think. I don't think I remember ever seeing it.
might have been gone by then?
maybe one of the girls got it or something.
I don't remember. Way back then, probably wasn't interested in more uniforms.
Didn't want to keep it.
Most
I
of
know.
them wore them out when they came back in the farm, they used them for the clothes.
Well, that's
Yeah,
right.
I was Eastern County judge, you know, down here.
Yes, you were.
Yeah.
Where did you work?
Huh?
When you worked, where did you work here? Do you remember where you worked? Besides farming, what else have you done?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Where'd you carry your dinner bucket and go to work to?
Oh, that's right. He did work at
I don't know.
Was there an Atlas Powder Company?
What?
An Atlas Powder Company? Atlas?
Yeah, I worked for years. Atlas Powder.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
What did you do there?
I'm a mechanic.
You were sort of a mechanic.
Kept everything running.
Okay. Well, you were good at keeping things running.
Yeah, I can fix anything down
That's
there.
right, I know
Yeah.
you did. How about up to the church?
Huh?
What did you used to keep running up at the church, Mount Moriah Church? What did you keep running up at Mount Moriah Church?
I don't.
Did they have a Delco system?
Who?
Did they have a Delco system? Well, how did they have electric lights at the church?
Oh. Oh, I put them up, yeah.
Yeah, okay. You kept them running, didn't you?
That's about enough, I think.
Yeah. That was it, huh? Okay, is there anything else you wanting to talk about?
Just anything you can remember about World War One.
When did you run?
Anything he can remember about World War One.
I don't know.
No, that
What can you remember about World War One?
World War One. Very little.
very little.
He was talking about Atlas. He worked down there 10 years, and his son down here just finished 43.
Oh, my goodness.
He's retired.
Does anybody remember the quarry around
We didn't have electricity.
The quarry?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Carthage
it was the
Stone.
oldest gray marble quarries in the world.
You know, when they redid
You could tell them more than I can about the
Well,
things
honey,
that I've done.
well, I think we've talked about what you've done, about everything. Only be good to the kids.
Huh?
Only you got 5 nice kids
Yeah.
that haven't been in jail.
We got
Do you remember?
we've got some wonderful children.
I don't know. Do you remember anything about World War One? Anything else?
Rain ran out.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't remember anything else. Do you remember any of your buddies that you had in the war? Their names?
Honey Marble has a
Oh, I always had buddies in there.
You don't remember any names?
No, I couldn't tell you.
no, there's a quarry. It's not.
The only ones we ever tried to find were
How did
gone.
you get?
But no, the big rain.
How did you get to Dayton, Ohio?
Oh, it was
Did I get what?
How did you get to Dayton, Ohio? Did you go in a car, a train, or a bus, or hitchhike?
To get to where?
Dayton, Ohio. Up where you were worked on the airplanes. How did you get up there?
How to get up there in that airplane?
No, how did you get up where you worked on them from home? Did you go by train?
No, I don't know. I worked on them there in Dayton, Ohio.
No.
Most everything traveled.
What did you-
I was in charge of the working overhaul on all of them.
Right.
When,
What did you do in California? Were you ever in California?
yeah.
What did you do out there?
I swear what all I did do.
Were you a conductor?
Yeah, I
Uh,
was a conductor on
on
the
what?
streetcar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten that.
Oh, I had too many things that I've done in my
Boy,
life.
you have. You've been a busy man.
I don't know What else we forgot he got into?
He's been so busy
Oh,
we
he
can't
was-
think of all of
He
them.
was the insurance adjuster. What are we ever gonna do with all that?
Oh, I don't know. You've got copies of everything I gave him there. In here, because you got 2 or 3 copies of everything.
I know we have.
So,
There's our historian.
but I don't think that.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
Do what?
Is there anything you'd like to add while we got the tape running?
No, I just listen to what he comes up with. Some of them he gets off a little, but Hubbard, don't ever forget that. I will.
Hubbard. Oh, okay.
You're never gonna forget
The
him.
Colonel. Colonel Hubbard.
Colonel Hubbard, I guess he was a colonel. I forgot. Gosh, that's been 70-some years ago, and one trip down there, Grandpa we was talking about it one day. He'd like to see old Colonel Hubbard. Dad got to asking him questions and told him we'd just take him down. So we did. They had quite a talk.
Well,
Let's see.
I could
I
let,
don't know.
We bought the copies, yeah.
yeah. Well, I could let it run while I copy this picture if you think of anything.
Okay. I don't know.
It was a
A few
couple,
months ago, he could have told you an awful lot.
yeah,
It's a shame that
more
we-
than he could since
But
Saturday.
he's pretty good today.
Yeah. He done real good today after Saturday. I was afraid about it Saturday.
Isn't in this age of computers, it isn't in there, you can't flip a button.
Information. Because if I could do it,
Confidential.
somebody could do it if they wanted to swindle them.
Oh gee, I see what's
Matter.
What's that thing?
Yeah, that's your microphone right here that you talk into. Don't pull on it. It's fastened right there.
You know, a few years ago, the state was giving, I say the state, someone, and the medal is up there on,
Yeah.
on that anniversary. And I heard about it, and I think I wrote somewhere in Springfield, Missouri to get that. And so I thought, well, now that probably should have triggered somebody somewhere to know that he was still living.
Yeah, it's, it certainly would have been
Do you think of what?
never.
We have that medal up there in the corner there. They
Yes,
wanted
that's
to see it.
something to show too. Yeah.
In that little black
You know
fat
how?
box.
You know where?
I think
But we might get him to hold the picture here too.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay, well, we let him hold it here.
Yeah.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Before and after.
Well, let's see. Can
You
you
want
get
me
it?
to help hold it?
Tell me.
Yeah, the light's shining on it pretty bad right now.
Is it well?
Why don't you cut that one just for a second?
Here it is, a 70,
Yeah,
fifth
it's this one.
anniversary.
That one.
Turn that one back on.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I'm gonna zoom in on this. Then zoom it up. I can't see him behind the frame.
Oh, you can't. Do you want him to sit up?
Yeah, just a little for a second.
Sit up straight
Yeah,
on.
sit up here in front of your picture
Yeah,
there.
That's pretty good right there.
That's my
Is that
father,
okay?
he's a conductor.
Yeah.
Okay,
In San Francisco for a short while. His one of the neighbors called and said, "There's money out here. There are lots of jobs." And
This was before the war or after the war? The First World War, probably.
before I moved, before I was going to put a pill behind his back, but he doesn't need it. Mother, do you want to hold his medal?
I don't care.
Okay.
Wait till I get my thumb on it.
All right.
I
And
don't
tip
know.
it forward just a little bit.
You're gonna have to tilt it.
I know it, but I'm
Oh,
trying
well,
to.
you're holding on to that too.
I've got the picture.
Okay.
I've got it.
Let's see, you're gonna have to howl like that.
That's fine.
Okay, smile, look pretty.
I'll get it over there.
Okay.
Take lots of pictures, get one good one.
Is it straight?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty straight. And hopefully one of those.
Yeah, I think that's pretty. And that comes, this is a little shield comes off.
I don't know what this is.
Well, let's see. His eyes assist control first in, last out. He is U.S. Air Force. It's something. Oh, here's one. The strong shall stand, and the weak shall fall by the wayside.
Well, I don't know what your honey.
She's that on me.
Now, see, if you hadn't mentioned that to me, I wouldn't have noticed the wrinkles in this shirt. I just
Oh,
thought
you
that was part of the
wouldn't.
material, see?
Oh, come on now.
No, really?
Those pictures that Carolyn had made up of you younger and
Yeah.
so on. You know where your copies are?
No,
Your copy. Oh, I didn't either. I haven't seen them, and
I haven't either. I don't know
not
what
since
they
she
came
brought
up.
them out, and I took mine home. But I didn't.
I haven't seen them since she showed it to me.
Well, I hadn't.
Which
read-
one is you?
Yeah,
Well,
well,
she's seated right here.
On the left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you ready for this one?
Yeah, we'll try this one now,
Now, see, it's permanently oval.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. But this way I'll get it without the glare.
Yeah.
what does that say? The 102nd Air Force?
110th Squadron.
110.
110.
No,
Squadron
I don't
Aerial
think I ever
Service.
did know.
March 1, 1918.
Yeah, March 1, 1980. And in Florida.
On the
Yeah.
back of this, here's what he was, there's one.
Oh, there's where it
one
says
of them
characters excellent.
Says excellent.
Yeah, we can shoot a copy of those
Yeah, I was
too.
gonna say, well, we'll just
And
send
then there's his promotions and
we'll shoot a copy of these things, please.
My stand's still not big enough to.
You still can't get it on there? Can you get him in, basically?
Oh yeah. I can't quite get the whole oval in.
I guess that's supposed to be holly berries.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. I don't know whether that looks like a holly.
Well, it doesn't look like the holly leaf, but the berry is red.
Yeah, the berries.
The flag looks so pretty there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Now, when they tinted that, they did a beautiful job on it.
It sure did.
And I'll bet you Aunt Bird traded an old hen or a dozen eggs or something for that.
To get that picture?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really nice. Sometimes
that's the
you get a
way
piece
that.
of acid-free cardboard for the back of
Okay.
it.
That is discharges.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
got
I just
one
saw
of
a
the
little
discharges.
copy of those down.
One's the promotion and one's the discharge.
One's when he entered, isn't it?
One's, well, no, one is promotion.
Oh, is that it?
When he was from
Any place where they do
private to
frames
corporal.
will have it.
Uh-huh.
And I just asked them for a piece and you can cut it out. Just by using that one as a pattern.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, they'll charge you a whole bunch.
Right.
He likes to show that one that says it, about his character. Enlistment record there. He's always been quite a hunter, and there's a little, what is this? Anyway, and a nephew, a little bitty kid, what is he? I don't think he's in school yet, but he's going to be just like his Uncle Walter. I think he just heard him talk about his hunts,
Yeah.
and he's going to be like Uncle Walter.
Something else that's one of our ancestry paper. I had all of these photographs reproduced. I ordered if I could have them on my 30 inch, 16 by 20 inch, of a wedding album with brass hinges. You can have 25 pages and they're that thick. And the backing inside is all that white acid-free paper. And the pictures are mounted on that. It's got a plastic clear sleeve on it that doesn't get any disease. Like the guy said, you're going to all this time, trouble, and expense, you want to be sure you don't cheat on the paper. So that's exactly what he was saying, because that'll attack that after a while.
We used to have grandpas discharged. I never knew what happened to us. Whether in some of the
That's how they've only started
moving
using
about
that
the things when he died or what. But I know it used to hang on the wall in the bedroom.
Might be here somewhere. Might be here somewhere.
Well, that's true too. And they're in a drawer of some kind.
Then they want to know if I went to school up at Columbia.
Well, you tell them. Yes, they want to know all about you.
They did.
Uh-huh. You went to school at Columbia. Yeah.
Agriculture. Short course agriculture.
My father didn't go to high school back then. It was good to get out of the grade school before they had to do all work with the crops and everything. He went from grade school later straight to the University of Minnesota. My daddy was the smartest man around, and I'll fight you for that.
That's right.
He wasn't.
Well, from the time she was about that tall, she followed him all over the farm. I thought one time he's going to back over with the tractor, but he looked.
When were you in the university?
What year were you in the University of Columbia?
I was up there. Went to, I forget what year it was.
How old were you?
I was up there for a couple of years.
Couple of years.
Did you, I guess, in the School of Agriculture?
Yeah,
Dorothy said she was up there looking for something, I don't know what. She said she hunted it up and it was on the record. I better give you back this.
Oh,
You need that light on over John?
yeah. Still thick. Every time I remember something, we turn it off.
You,
I'll turn it off.
were you 20 years old, or how old were you when you went to college? Do you
College?
remember how old you were when you went to college?
Oh, no, I was, at least I was, no, I couldn't tell you.
How old were you when you enlisted?
Huh?
Do you remember how old you were when you enlisted?
says 27.
Enlisted
Uh-huh.
in the Army.
Yeah, how old were you?
27.
Gosh, sure.
I mean,
I couldn't tell you.
Does it say on this?
the one where
Was
he
that
enlisted.
before you went to college or after you went to college?
I don't know that either.
Did you go to college after you got out of the service?
They got so much.
I don't know.
Okay, that's
I
okay.
don't know that.
You need a woman to clean house like her.
You know.
Uh-huh. It's been a long time ago.
It
Yeah.
says on his
Okay.
discharge how old he was when he enlisted.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
I never,
And his occupation was a mechanic.
Kind of separate them
yeah.
years apart, you
Well,
know.
What was it, 17
I saw
when
that
he was in
mechanic
college?
on there, but I didn't,
I don't know.
Oh,
okay.
27 and 4 years of age.
Let's see.
yeah.
April.
I wonder if he's the oldest living veteran in Missouri.
Well, you're the one that should tell us that.
I think he is. I think so. Well, he's the oldest Masonic.
The oldest living Methodist.
Uh-huh.
And
All of that. And of the 4 fellows that were in the paper the other day, he was older than any one of those.
4 fellows in the paper.
In the
Joplin
Joplin Globe.
yeah.
Uh-huh. He's older than any of those.
That's what started that granddaughter.
I see.
Her granddad was older than that, and he was just, he wasn't even in it. She's the one that started all this, as one of her twins.
We interviewed one fellow who was 108, but he now lives in Indianapolis. He enlisted in Jefferson City.
Mm-hmm.
well,
But that still makes me wonder if he's not the oldest in Missouri. It's the oldest in Missouri that I've found.
No one else has come out of the cracks or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you did a picture of his discharge.
Oh, well, I shot pictures of him. Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay, I was
Uh-huh.
beside myself.
Yeah.
Well, he got those.
Okay.
Let's see. And then he gave us another paper here somewhere.
Well, it's been
I had-
interesting
it's
meeting you
those
guys,
two.
sure.
Is the one I gave you. And then he took that other paper out to the car that Carolyn
yeah.
gave him earlier.
Yeah, that's in the car.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to lose track of that.
Okay.
The address.
Well, there was one other fellow, his father was in the Civil War. Who we talked to.
Well.
He was a Confederate in Virginia.
Uh-huh.
Find out a lot about a few folks.
One
How
fellow
old
that
was he? 1865, 1867? Wasn't that the Civil War?
61 to 65.
61, 65. Okay.
He's 104. He said his father was quite young during the war.
Oh, I thought you said you interviewed someone that was in the Civil War, and I
No.
thought, whoa. Okay,
He said
I'm
whose
sorry.
father was,
His
His middle
father.
name was Methuselah,
as old as Methuselah.
Mother, where are your papers on grandfather's letters from the Civil War? Where are your copies?
Letters,
Uh-huh.
well, I think they're in there in the cedar chest. They was over on that, I let Doug have them, and then he gave them back to me.
What, didn't he give you copies of them, like I have?
I don't remember that.
I know where I get my hands on mine, but they're
I
so
know where I can get
interesting.
mine too.
And they are. And how he wrote to his little sweetie and said that he couldn't come after that year. The crops weren't very good. He'd have to wait another year.
I tell you, those letters like that you saved are priceless.
Uh-huh.
They
Yeah.
are.
Uh-huh.
This, I was telling you about this Revolutionary War family back in Massachusetts. How we
Been there.
discovered them was somebody from Virginia came to us. I think we were related to my wife. She said, "Oh, you know, she had 21 letters copied of them written in 1842, 1871. That's how we were able to exchange them. One day last summer, so we made copies of them.
Uh-huh.
They're written in longhand, and you had to really study them.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was cousin in California. Took them to an expert.
You lost something?
Yeah, it's astounding.
He's just waiting to see if we want to talk anymore. Oh, there'll be many things probably after you leave we think, well, we could have said.
yeah.
But then I think you have enough.
Yeah, once actually,
Sisters kept writing to them all.